Hello. Hello. We're here. Let's make sure things are working. I see my little microphone thing going up and down, so that should be working. Oh, yep, there we go. Hello, hello. As you're coming in, make sure you hit the like button and that you click to be able to see all messages. Hi, Tarot Gothis. Thanks for being here. How are you? How was your week? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did. I updated my thumbnail with the new merch. Thanks. Hi, Judy. Thanks for coming over from Flex. And thank you for shouting me out in Flex's chat also. I appreciate you. Man, we've got some stuff to talk about. More so tomorrow, but today we'd still have some pretty interesting stuff. Oh, and happy 12/12 portal. We'll talk about that today too. Probably should start a list. I know, Judy, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's start our list. Okay, so I want to make sure that we talk about today's 12/12 portal. We also have some astrology from this week. So we have, oh, this is the portal day. We have Neptune is direct. Let me know if there's anything else. Go ahead and put it in the chat. And if you have some numbers, we can add it to the list right now. So Neptune direct. We also have, oh yeah, Sun trine Chiron, and that's on Sunday. Oh, and then I did want to look more at the US chart. Because that seemed like it was something that you all were interested in. So I'll look at it again and give you some more tips and hints. Hey, Chico! Thanks for being here. Glad you could make it. Okay. I think that is our list. Unless you have something else. I'll wait a minute to see if there's anything else. Go ahead and put it in the chat. If there's certain numbers you want to look at. Words, phrases. Hi, new beginnings. Thanks for being here. I hope I'm not stopping you from cooking. I don't want to make everybody mad not getting their air food. Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Judy, for finishing your finals. And congratulations, New Beginnings, for your induction. I saw your certificate. That's amazing. Congratulations. Good work. Good work. Good work. Love to see it. Okay, good. Good. All right, so let me know in the chat if there's anything else we should add on here. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, I know what else. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm very, very proud. Very proud. Yeah, you're both so welcome. I'm just so proud. Hey, Tiptoe Joe, thanks for being here. Welcome in. All right, so let's talk about today. So today is our 12/12 portal. So it's the second portal of this month. And this one is the one that is usually the most powerful of the month, just because this is the one that most people recognize. Oh, hi, LTFM. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that Moni was about to go live too. Oh yeah. I'm glad you all know how to split your attention. I'm not very good at it. So, we have this big huge portal day today. Um where basically it's this month vibration and the day vibration, because they both are adding up to 3, that are, they're like attracting each other, and so then they're spinning to create this portal. And so when on this day and on other portal days, this is when you could pull in a whole lot of energy. What also is kind of crazy, so we also have today, um it's a really big day for that mirror image, because December is resonating at a 21, and then today is the 12th, and so they are the mirror images of each other. So this is making the portal even stronger today, because we have these twos that are wanting to be near each other, and we have the ones that are wanting to be near each other. So lots of portal energy today. So soak it all in. Take in the portal energy. And because these are threes, it's a lot of energy coming in through this portal that you can use for growth. Just make sure you're growing in the right direction. The last thing I'll say about today's portal day is that if we add up to get the vibration of the day, so we start with the year, which we've been looking at all year. So this adds up to 9, and then we add the month, and we add the day, and this equals 33. So ton of 33 energy today. And I've been seeing all week a whole bunch of these 33 portals, where it's like these numbers where it has 303. Let me see. And then 3 1 3 3 2 3 3 3 3 4 3 3 5 3 3 6 3 3 7 3 3 8 3 and 3 9 3. I think I've seen all of those this week. So a lot of these 33s. Oh yeah, we did see 33 in King Hammer's live well, last night, early this morning, I don't know. But whenever we were in there, a lot of 33s. Oh, hi, Josh. Thanks for being here. Glad you could make it in. So there's a lot of this three energy of growth. But remember that in December, we're trying to use any energy that's coming in to help us with our vision of the future. And if you just start with like, okay, what do I want January to look like, then that can help make sure that you're growing in the right direction, because all of these vibrations can be any direction and you don't want them to go in the wrong direction. This is okay, so cool. Oh yeah, and LTFM with your threes are like resonating super strong, especially today. But this actually this whole month. I was thinking about that the other day. So your threes are very powerful this month. Okay. So happy 12/12 portal day. Woohoo! All right, I'm going to go in the chat and catch up and see what else I need to add to our little list here. So if you have anything that you want to add to the list, let me know. All right, let me see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So choose peace versus choose violence. Yeah, there was a lot of portal energy. Okay. So we can add choose peace and then versus choose violence. We could look at the vibrations of each of those. Um and then let me see. And then yeah, 550, but then also 111 and 151 and 181. Okay, cool. Let's see. I just like looking at all of the your greetings to each other. Oh, numeral. Oh my gosh. Numeral. I don't know if I can even pronounce what you wrote, Josh. But it's also probably my eyes because I can't read it well. Okay. I think I got everything, but let me know if there's anything else. Oh yeah, LTFM, we're waiting for your next video. Chico, you reminded me of something else that I wanted to put on this list. And actually, I won't even put it on this list. I'll just talk about it real quick. And it relates to your question also. King Hera, thanks for being here. I was so happy to see you got off of work early. Been worried about you working so much. Thank you for being here. Okay, so since everybody's here, this is one that I don't know why I hadn't looked at it before, but when I went into our Koala Tea Discord earlier today, um, the title and everything was just vibrating different. And I'm not sure why. So I actually wrote it down because I wanted to look at it. So it says, if you look at the top of the Discord, it says the family, and then it has 137 members, and then it says community. And like all a lot of these were like very much vibrating really strongly always for us, but there was something about them together this time. And so we already know, because we've already seen. Oh, hi, baby. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you made it. We just talked about 33, and here you come with the 933. So family, we already know, resonates at 66. So that's just for the word family. And this is the same numerical vibration. And when I say that, the way that I'm getting that 66 is I'm taking our little code where A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26 and looking at each of these letters. And so then each word has a vibration. And so family is 66, but family is our 66 is also the vibration of the word freedom and the word happy, and quality. So that's appropriate. And then the family. So the is actually 33. And so the family is 99. And that's the same numerical vibration as the word ascension. And ascension is when you are raising your energy field. You're raising it up higher. You're vibrating, not really like higher, like better, but it's like at a higher amplitude, like louder. So it's like adding multiple speakers to the vibration. So the family already has that. And then we come down here, and the word community, again, when we use our little code here, community is 133. Oh yeah. Yeah, we can look at that. I'll come back and make sure we get stuff on the list. So 133 is community. And so we've looked at that before, but this is 7, where community, when you're really truly in community, you're growing in ways that help you to take action in vibrational flow. And we've been talking about that 7. Josh tried to send me some 7 energy at the gym during Nexus's live so I didn't fall off the treadmill, which I appreciate, Josh. Thank you very much. Because I didn't fall. And then the 137, the part that is important here is this 137 part, because this is where we have that 11 too. It's where we have both the balance of the different personalities and the different energy in the space, but also the way that those vibrations come together is it's actually helping to end duality. And we have that 7 again. So it's taking the action and flow that is allowing for that duality to be able to end. So then you can have all of these different personalities and these different vibrations in that same space. So then the really cool thing that I really wanted to bring to your attention today is that when we add all of this up, so all of the words and all of the numbers, when we add all of this up together, this all equals 444. And that's why your comment freaked me out, Chico. Because I was just looking at this and then you asked about 444. So the headers in Discord right now are adding up to this vibration of 444. And whenever we have any of these like triple digits where it's the same number 3 times in a row, it's trying to get your attention. It's like announcement, or breaking news. It's like having multiple speakers next to each other just blasting out the information. And so 4, you've been seeing triple numbers, Josh? Yeah, a lot. There's been a lot of these announcement numbers that have been coming in this week. And I think it's because it keeps trying to get everybody's attention, because this is like basically saying, hey, it's an announcement. And this is true whether it's 111, 222, 333. Ew, look at that 2. Ew, look at that 3. Okay. 444, 555, and so on. But I think it's trying to get our attention because we're in this last month of this year. And so 2025 is a 9-year. That means that a lot of things need to end or shift. And so because we are in the last month of this year, we're getting a lot of this like announcement, like, hello, make sure you're listening. You can't ignore anymore. These things need to end. Things need to begin to shift to be able to move into a brand new 9 cycle in 2026. So 444, so 4 is all about foundation and stability. And so 444 really is about establishing stability in one area that then, because that stability is there, it's able to establish stability in multiple areas. So if you're seeing this yourself as an individual, then it's like, all right, we're establishing stability in this one area of life that then helps you to build on that and have stability in other areas of life. And while you're building up that foundation, you're building up that stability. If we add up, so, well, 4 times 3 is 12. And today's the 12/12 portal. 12/12 portal. But as you're building up that foundation and the stability in all these different areas of life, it's allowing you to have a change in perspective. You get to see things in a different way. You get to do things in a different way because now you have that stability to do it. And now that is what then allows you to be able to not just grow here with the 3, but grow in the direction that you really want your life to grow in. See? Isn't that amazing? And we had so many amazing things happening in our community this week. And they were all around like establishing stability. It was like finishing things, was establishing the stability and seeing the stability of like channels grow, so then like it can grow. So we saw like channels growing, we saw people stepping into new things. And that's all because these foundational vibrations were very strong. And then today, this portal opened up. I feel like this portal opened up last weekend because I've been seeing the signs. Because a lot of the times, a portal is opening up when you're seeing a lot more of like those triple digits, the announcement energies, or you're seeing, it feels like the energy, especially time, is speeding up, or it feels heightened. So you know how like you can feel like a temperature change? That's kind of what we had this week. We had a vibrational change that went up. And so then we could feel this, and we were being able to ride this vibrational wave. So this week was really amazing to be able to sit and witness, especially coming out of our family, our community Discord space. There was a lot of vibrations in that space that were really pushing for this growth. So this 444 is a 12-3, and then we already talked about today is the 12-12 portal, where it's 3, and we've seen a lot of 33s and a lot of 3 vibrations happening. So man, oh man, now is the time to grow. You just have to make sure that you first are aware that this growth is happening. And then you have to be intentional about it to make sure that it's growing in the direction that you want it to. Because you can't grow in the wrong direction. Because all these vibrations are neutral. So they contain all of the positive and all of what we consider negative. So we want to make sure that we're growing in the right way. Wasn't this cool? Hey, Cousin B. I was just talking about our Discord numbers. So the family, 137 members, and community all add up to 444. I just saw that this morning. And I was so excited to be able to come and tell everybody. Thank you for being here, everybody. Okay, I know there's more stuff in the chat, so I'm going to go back, and if there's anything you want me to add to the list, let me know so then I can put it here. Okay, let me see what I missed. Oh, I know I say it every single time I'm live, but I have such a hard time not just being in the chat with you all, because that's where I like to be. All right, let's see. Do we have anything else I need to add to this list? Oh, the other thing is with these, so if you're seeing these announcement numbers, you should be documenting what are you thinking about, who are you talking to, when are you seeing them? Like, what is the context around it? Because then that helps you get the actual message. Because these are just to get your attention. But you have to be aware of these, and then as you start documenting like what it is that you're feeling or seeing or experiencing, when you're seeing these announcement numbers, then you could start seeing some patterns where it's like, oh, I'm always seeing these when I'm at work. So there's some kind of message around work. Or I'm always seeing these like before or after I talk to somebody. So then that gives you some more hints. And then you come into live and you say, hey, Vibrant, I've been seeing these numbers with this pattern. Okay, let's see. 200. Okay, 201. I'm going to add those to Judy's numbers over here. 201. You're welcome, Chico. Okay, and let's see what else we got. Yes, thank you, Chico. Hit the like button. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Um so Josh with the 444 and the 555. So just to give you a quick reading on those. So while 4 is foundation and stability in different areas of life, 5 is change. But what it's really feeling like is that it's really 999. Like those two are coming together. So it's a change within the foundations um, of different areas of your life. So it's like different foundations in different areas could be what you like your belief system, what you think, your different behaviors in different areas of life. And there's some of those things, the change needs to happen so that the energy can either end or shift. And it feels more like a shifting. Like 2026 is going to be brand new for all of us. Like there's going to be a lot of new things happening in 2026. But for you, Josh, in particular, there's some things that you need to do. There's some things you need to change, especially around stability in different areas of your life before all of that energy can shift. Like there's some really big things waiting for you, but you need that energy to shift. So let me know if you have more questions on that. All right, all right, all right. It's all happening, and we can also look at that 30 for 30. Okay, so let's put on our list. Look at how crooked this list is. Whatever, who cares? So for Josh, we have it's all happening. So we'll look at that phrase. And then we'll also look at the 30 for 30. Oh, I know why you said that, because it came up to that 99, like 30 for 30. Yeah. Okay, so we don't necessarily need to talk about that one. Oh my gosh. Erase. But what else do we have? Okay, V has. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, we could look at that. Okay, good, Chico. So then, yeah, then you can actually bring in some of your patterns in here. Oh, hi, Flex. Thanks for being here. Oh, hi, Doc. I'm so glad you made it. Thanks for being here. Let me know if you got questions or numbers you want me to look at. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, okay, okay. I think I'm almost through. Yeah. Flex is all over the place. It's great. I love to see it. And that's part of that growth that we have happening. It's so exciting to see. Oh, goodness. Okay. Let me see. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Okay. I think we got everything. But you can certainly add to this list. I'm all for it. Um, so let's go to okay, so let's look at some of the astrology this week. And I especially want to show you about today. So earlier this week we had Neptune retrograde. I'm going to move over here. So we had Neptune that was in retrograde is now moving forward. It's moving direct. So Neptune retrograde ended and it's still in Pisces. So it's still in this area of like imagination and spirituality and dreams. And so that area of our lives are going to be heightened for a while because it's now retrograde. Or I mean direct. When it was retrograde, it was turning that energy inward. And we were needing to really reflect on it ourselves. Oh, hi, DM Goddess. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. We baby sister. That makes it even more exciting that you're here. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, that just made me so happy. So when Neptune was retrograde, that's when we were like having a lot of thoughts about our dreams, and we were having to review our dreams and like our spirituality energy. That's when we had review, but now it's coming outward. So now we are able to use that energy to really push forward what we've been dreaming about. And then when Neptune moves from Pisces, and this will happen in January, when Neptune moves from Pisces into Aries, now we'll actually get to start putting those dreams in place and making them part of who we are. So that is super exciting. Super exciting. So we had that this week. We also had yesterday was the last quarter moon. And the last quarter moon is when we have a full completion. So, if you think back to what you had going on, June 2023, we're now in the season of those things coming to an end or shifting into a new space or shifting to be something new, which is super exciting. So lots of things are like, we got a lot of like really good energy this week. Um, it was really nice. Oh, and then we have on Sunday. So the last thing is we're preparing for Sunday, and we're already seeing this energy this week. But we'll see it probably even more as we enter the beginning of next week. But we have the Sun trine Chiron. Remembering that Chiron, that's the wound. and the sun is like the spotlight. So there's a big spotlight on the wound so that you have an opportunity to be able to heal it. We've already seen this kind of coming up, where we've also seen where, I don't know why I keep using one color, but we've already had, so like on the 5th is where we had Mars trine Chiron, and so that was like the masculine energy was bringing an opportunity around wounds. And we saw like a lot this week, a lot of discussions from like content creators that are male and men, and really trying to make sure that they are intentionally really lifting up any of the female content creators in those spaces. That's coming out of this opportunity from the male space to heal some of those wounds. We then have on the 18th coming up, we'll have Venus trine Chiron. And so then that'll mean that we'll have some healing that can come from the feminine space around those wounds. So a lot of exciting astrology happening. And I'll keep you updated. But this is what we had really like this week and what we have coming up. Okay. Let me make sure nobody has questions. Yes. If you have numbers, go ahead and put it into the chat. And it could be birthdays. It could be a date you want me to look at. We can look at all of that. Okay, I'm going to skip this US chart because I think I'm going to put that last or near last, because that one I want to dig into more. So like last week we started looking at the houses, and we looked at like that sun, moon, and rising, and how those vibrations were starting to come and into play of like helping you to know who you were and how to like work with energy. So we're not just a victim to it. We don't feel like we're just tumbling into these things, but we actually can be intentional with it. So we'll look at that a little bit more. Let's do these phrases. And I think I actually did these phrases. We talked about these so much this week. I think I actually did them already. Oh my gosh, that's not going to work. Whatever. All right, we're just going to go rewrite it. I don't know why I was even trying. I think I was just trying to be fancy. I don't know why I was even trying to write it. But okay. I just need to write it. All right, here we go. So, here we go. So first, we'll look at this word choose. And so again, we're going to use our little chart where we do A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26. So whenever you see me giving you a numerical vibration, so a number that represents a word, this is how I'm getting it. And the way that I do this is a little bit different than a lot of traditional numerology, because in traditional numerology, they only use the digits 1 to 9. But if we only use those single digits, then we don't get the rest of the story. It's like you're only getting the beginning and the end of the story. We're not seeing the pieces that are in between, or how you get from the beginning to the end. And so then that's why I keep these double digits. So then we can actually get more of the story, and we can connect that beginning and end. Okay, so for the word choose, C is 3, and H is 8, and O is 15, O is 15, S is 19, and then E is 5. Okay, you got to start documenting those. DF Goddess, you got to start documenting. Like, who are you talking to? What are you thinking about? And that'll help. You've got some big messages coming in. Yeah, you brought them here with you. I feel them. So you've got some big messages coming in. So if you document what numbers you see and when, then you can bring them in here and we can break them all down. Look at them deeper. Oh, that's no good, Doc. Is that happening more than it has previously? Or has that always kind of been the work thing? Because we can feel into that and see what might be happening there, or at least give you some idea of what you could do. Okay, so I'm going to wait in the chat. I added these up. So adding these up, we get 65, which is another one of our 11 to 2 vibrations. And this 65 is also the numerical vibration of the word abundance. So when you're choosing something, when you're making a choice, it's interesting here because you have the 11, which really is the choice vibration. It's the balance vibration where it's like you have these two sides that are pit against each other, that are moving in opposite directions. And so you have this 65 is saying that there's a change that needs to happen so that you can get to a place of comfort. So 5 is change, and 6 is comfort. So when you're making a choice, you're trying to make a change so that you can get to a new place of comfort. And then within this choice, you are now taking these two things that have been pulling you back and forth. So these are like what you're choosing between. And you are getting rid of that by either making a choice. So either by choosing one or by taking the pieces that work for you from each side and creating something new. That's this 2. Oh my gosh, there's like a mosquito or something in my face. No, it's got to be a fly. What the heck? What is happening? There's always something happening every time I'm with you all. So that's what it means to choose. So then we have these two different sides where we're choosing either peace or we're choosing violence. All right, so I'm going to do those calculations. Let me catch up in the chat and see what we have going on with Doc, and then we'll go over to those. So let's see. Oh. Oh, I've been in those situations before where they're like trying to like force you to quit. Oh, that's horrible, Doc. Oh, oh, that's so horrible. Oh no, that's awful. So it's no coincidence. Like, there's no coincidence. So there's no coincidence that you're telling us this, Doc, as we're looking at these choose and the choices. So my question for you would be, what are your choices that you have control over? Because when I'm reading your story and I'm feeling the energy, it's really feeling like Um, there's a lot of things, just like you said, happening around you that's making you feel like you don't have a choice. It's making it feel like you're out of control. But there is something there. It might be even just a pinhole of opportunity, but we need to find that so we can help you get that. But that's a horrible situation. I have been there before. So that would be my question for you, Doc, is like if you take like a change in perspective, if you take a step back and look at, okay, where are the areas where you actually do have even just a pinpoint of control, that's probably where your choice is. That's where you have the choice. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And as you're navigating this thing, and this is for everybody. So as you're navigating like events in your life, if you're seeing numbers, or if you have certain words or phrases that are keep coming up, or even like a certain song that is making you feel better or that is getting stuck in your head, those are the things you want to bring in here. So then we can break them down and I can help you get the bigger message, the bigger vibrational message. We're here for you, Doc. So you let us know how we can support you. You got us. Yeah, good luck job hunting. Oh, I've been there before. It so sucks. Okay. So back here, we know what choose is. And I don't know if Flex is still here, but hopefully he doesn't freak out. Or he does, because sometimes a good freak out is fun too. But the word peace actually resonates at 30, which is the same as the word fear. And so, how that happens is that each of these vibrations is completely neutral. So, it holds all of the vibrations that we would think are positive, and also things that we would think and feel are negative. And it's really based on your perspective of that vibration if you see it one way or another. So peace is 30. And then let's get violence. Yes. Yes, Joss. Yes. We need a freak out compilation. We probably, if we go back into the times I've been live and we've been together and we've had some collective freakouts, we could probably get a good compilation. Okay, let's look at violence. So violence is 22 plus 9 plus 15 plus 12 plus 5 plus 14 plus 3 plus 5. Interesting. And so violence is 85. And 85 is the same numerical vibration as the word storm. So just like a storm can come in and wreak some havoc and cause some trouble, so too can violence. But on this other side, with peace, because it resonates the same as fear, you have to be in a state. So if you choose peace, You're having to be in a full state of pure peace. Especially because we have the 3 here again, which means that if that peace is not full and true and pure, you could have fear sneak in here, and that'll cause this growth to happen in a direction you don't want. So this is when you see somebody like being peaceful, but then one thing will like set them off. It's because the fear was able to sneak in there and change the perspective of that vibration and wreak havoc. But also thinking about those same things. Oh, this fly is driving me nuts. This 85, if we add up the 8 and the 5 together, we get 13, which is the vibration of transformation. And goes to a 4, which is stability. So that means that you can come out of a state of violence and instead really put that energy towards building stability, because violence feels very unstable. That stability, that's that 4 vibration moving in the wrong direction. So with both of these, you have this choice of where that energy, that vibration will go. And what perspective do you want to stay in? And so now let's look at these whole phrases. Yes, Judy. You're welcome. So let's look at choose peace and choose violence. Let's look at these whole thing. Oh my gosh, this fly. I need a shoe. I need a shoe. It's like a little fly and it just is not going away. All right, so let's look at choose peace, which would be 65 plus the 30. And also choose violence. I'm about to choose violence on this daggone fly. I'm gonna whoop its ass. It's driving me crazy. 65 plus the 85. All right, so let's see. So 65 plus 30 gives us 95. Get some different colors here. So then this gives us 95, which then is a 14 and a 5. And then 65 plus 85 gives us 150, which is a 6. Okay, now. So you have to listen real close for this one. Because either one of these could go either way. We don't want anybody to make bad choices. Let's all make good choices for ourselves and others. So 95 is really about a change that's happening. So when you choose peace, you're making a change to bring an end to something or to shift the energy. Ooh, my throat. So some kind of change is allowing things to end. So this is like if you're in a situation where you're having to choose peace or choose violence. If you choose peace, now as long as that peace is true and you don't allow the fear to sneak in there, now you can actually bring change, enough change that can end the vibration of that event or that environment. It takes all of the vibrations back to a place where it's a mix. So 14 is like a mix of energies. It's like when you have oil and vinegar, where they don't mix, but they coexist. So the change that's happening and the ending that's happening is that these energies are no longer battling each other, but now they're mixing. There's a coexistence between them. And that leads to the change that you really want to see. So you know how they say, hey, if you want to see change in the world, be the change. That's what this change is. But you don't get this whole vibrational story unless this piece is pure and true. So you really have to understand what peace is. How are you defining it? What does it look like? And stand 10 toes down for it. So then you can go on this choose peace story. On this other side of choosing violence, when you're choosing violence, the first thing that comes in is God energy. God coming in and saying, oh, you need Jesus. You need some energy that you cannot control. And that makes sense because a lot of times the way that we define violence and also a storm is out of control. And that out of control energy, this God, this universe energy can feel very out of control because you do not have control over it. So when you're choosing violence, you're actually ushering in this energy that you have no control over. And in this place of this energy that you don't have control over, now you're having to make another choice. And you have to choose between bondage and freedom. So with this choice, one split in this path will take you to a place where you'll feel very much like victimized is the word that's coming up, by that energy of not being in control. Or you could make the choice on this path of violence to be in a state of freedom where you're allowing that energy that you have no control over to free flow, and you're okay with it, with whatever comes. This also can be a classic choose violence story, where when you choose violence, now you are having to make a choice if the action you are going to take because of that choice of violence is either going to put you in bondage or allow you to be free. But whichever choice you have, whatever path you're on, it becomes your new comfort zone. So you could potentially be having a new comfort zone in bondage. But you could also make a different choice, because here with choose violence, you're actually having 2 points where you can make a choice. So you choose violence, but now you're getting another opportunity to make a choice of around your bondage or your freedom, because it's going to impact your comfort. So there you go. There you go. So there's that. Any questions? Yes. Yes. We can choose. Yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, that's a good one, Josh. So let's look at it while we're here. So we'll keep these two here. And now let's look at. You always be having the best snacks, B. Always have the best snacks when I can't eat. All right, so let's look at choose conflict. Okay, so we already know that choose is 65, but let's get the numbers here. Oh, Skittles. Cousin B, that's rude. I love Skittles. I really love the sour ones. Like I know that dust that they put on them things is like the worst thing I could be putting in my body of all time. But I don't know. I don't even care if it's something bad for me. It's delicious. Okay, okay. Here we go. So conflict. Um Josh, if you have your calculator, conflict is 3 plus 15 plus 6 plus 12 plus 9 plus 3 plus 20. And so conflict is 68, which is interesting. So 68 is really this vibration of, and you see, first of all, we can see that this is actually, let me do it in the matching color because then you'll see it better. That 68 is the same as this 95 up here, where it's 14, where it's really about mixing these energies so that you can get to a place of change. But with conflict, we are actually starting with, oh my gosh, what in the world? With conflict, we're starting with this reap what you sow energy. So it's almost like yes, sour's the best. Isn't that the green bag? Yeah. I also like the purple bag, the wild berry ones. But the reap what you sow energy. So conflict already is like bringing this energy in, and that's where this conflict is coming from, where this energy is coming back around. So whatever energy was put out, and it doesn't even have to be from you, it could be from other people that are putting this energy out into the world, and it's coming back around. And by it coming back around, now it is it's challenging your comfort. It's putting you in a place of discomfort, but that's not always a bad thing. So remembering that all of these vibrations are neutral, so it very much could be that you're being put into a place of discomfort so that you can make a change that's for your greater good. So, like, for example, Like we could go back to like Doc's situation, because I know we've all been there, where if you are at a job that you don't really like and it's becoming very uncomfortable, you're not very comfortable in it, that could very much be a signal that you should leave that job, or you should have left a long time ago. It's like that tower moment coming back around, where it's a reminder. So being uncomfortable is a reminder that we are supposed to grow and change. We grow the most when we are uncomfortable. So when thinking about this vibration of 68, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like we look at conflict and know that that 68 came from that word and it has a negative connotation, but we have to remember that when we take these words into the numerical vibration, that vibration is neutral. This is the first step to being able to now interact with that vibration and that energy in a different way. Because now it's no longer just conflict. It's no longer just the word. It's the vibrations, and so you can use those vibrations differently. So then let's look at if we do choose conflict. So we'll take the 68 plus the 65. Are you ready? It's a good one. So choose conflict equals 133, which we just saw also equals the word community. So you can take this energy of choosing conflict and you can use and direct that energy in a different way so that you could actually get to this space of community. Interesting. Very interesting. The other thing that's coming up is to remember that, I don't want that color again, that this 14 is really about the mixing of energies. So if you are in a place where you're being made to be uncomfortable, you'll probably see very clearly these mix of energies. And it's important to get to a place where you can see the mix, but you're not being impacted by either. So it's almost like you're just now become the observer instead of a participant. And you're able to see the different energies that are there and in play. And now you're getting to really choose what is the change that you want to make. And what change is going to actually be for your greater good. So then you can take this 133, which is a 7 of action in flow. You can take it out of choosing conflict and actually put it into community. Does that make sense, Josh and everybody? Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one to add. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, it is. This constant battle with within humanity is a lot around this dualism. So going even back to that word choose, it's that 11, it's that dualism that is like creating this back and forth. And I think that's why we're getting a lot of the messaging, especially this year, that we need to get to a place where there is no more dualism. because dualism is making you make these choices and it has worked very well for a very long time to help people learn the lessons that they need to learn to be able to grow and to ascend, to get that bigger energetic output. But we're getting to a place now where we don't need that dualism as much. We need to have something different. And so then that's why you need to be able to pull that in and find the pieces that work from each of those sides and create something new. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right on it, Josh. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Hi, June. Thanks for being here. You might have to go back. You might have to go back a little bit. Might have to go back a little bit to be able to. You missed it. You a little bit missed it. But it's there. We had a whole big breakdown. Okay, yeah, go back, and let me know if you have any questions. We can come back to this if we need to. Yeah, this was good. Good, good, good. Yeah, that was fun. Okay, let me find what? Let me find the list. There we go. All right. So we looked at whoa. That's what happens when you use your mouse instead of the pen. So we did choose peace and we did choose violence. Yeah. Somebody's having a good Friday. I don't know if you heard that, but they are jamming out. Um let's look at next let's look at you gotta go watch it, Drew. You gotta go watch it. um let's look at another phrase since we're in that mode, and then we can put all of these numbers together. So let's look at it's all happening. Oh, yeah. Yeah, on Fridays, yeah, everybody's happy for Fridays. They always be jamming on Friday Live. That's so true. It's great. We just go with it now. All right. So this was from you, Josh, also. So if there's something else you want to add to this, let me know. So it's all happening. And so again, we are going to use our little code book. And okay, I'm going to say this out loud so that you all can help me to actually get this together. I have cousin B. I see that. I see that. I have started putting together like a workbook for you all. It's like just a little guide. It's just a few pages, but it has all of like these like calculation stuff in one place. I just need to finish it and then I can make it available for you all. So, I'm putting it out there so that you all can help me, Judy, get into gear and make sure that I get it done for you all, because I think that'll help, because it part of that's what's in there is this chart that shows A as 1 all the way to Z equals 26. So then you could start using that and start getting some of these calculations yourself. Because that's really why I'm here. I want you all to be able to learn how to do this yourself and be able to recognize the energy and the vibrations that are around you so you can actually start using them. So, thanks. Thanks, family. All right. So let's look at this. It looks like it feels like the key phrase here, like within a phrase. So each of these letters is its own vibration. And then when they come together, they have a larger vibration of them weaving together. But you could think about all of these letters as like the steps or the little parts of the story. It's the little details of the story that's being told. And when we add them all together, now we're getting like the plot of the story is like the 2-digit number or 3-digit number. And then once we get to the single digit, that's the outcome. That's like the end of the story. And so we want to make sure that we're paying attention to like, are there parts of this story that are actually like a climax or like a really important event? That's what it feels like to me. So like when you're working with these phrases or even like lyrics, like if certain lyrics pop out at you, that's actually like saying, hey, this is a really important vibrational event. And so then we make sure to document that. Oh, yeah, you're right, Judy. It would be great for New Year's. I actually am putting together a little workshop also for us to be able to do our New Year's resolutions vibrationally and come up with New Year mantras. So we'll just put that out there too. So if I can get it together, we'll be able to have both of those. Yeah, that'll be great. Okay. So let's look at all happening because this feels like it's a important vibrational event that we need to be aware of. So all is 1 plus 12 plus 12. And then happening is 8 plus 1 plus 16 plus 16 plus 5 plus 14 plus 9 plus 14 plus 7. And now I know why this came out as an important vibrational event. So it adds up to 115. Josh, you are really drawing in these sevens right now. So I don't know what it is, but you have some action you need to be taking and making sure that you are making sure that you're not just in the right energy flow for taking that action, but that it's sending you in the right direction. These sevens they keep coming up for you, Josh. But this 115 is also the numerical vibration of the phrase thank you. Also, love you. And this is another thing we can talk about another time, but like thank and love vibrate the same. So that's something we can talk about another time. But that's important conversation about gratitude and love. But also, 115 is the numerical vibration of the phrase karma is a bitch. So now here's your time that you get to snicker in class. Oh, the teacher said a bad word. So this vibrational event here is really like what is happening in this moment, because any of these things can change the tide of the vibration. It can change the energy. You know, when like somebody thanks you and gives you appreciation and gives you gratitude, that can shift your whole mood and your whole energy. Same with love you, when it's sincere, when it's true, and we all can tell if it's not. Um, but also having this karma come back around and hit you in a way. You all laughing is distracting me. But having karma come back and have you cussing because it's come back around and smacked you on your ass, that can be a story changing event. That's why this all happening is like, that's why it's coming up as like this very important event within this vibrational story. So we needed to get that piece first. And then we can go ahead and add it's on here. So we'll take the 115, and it's is going to be, I is 9. So we'll do 9 plus 20 plus 19. And so this whole phrase equals 163, which is then a 10 that gets us to a 1. Oh, yeah, I did say another bad word. Hey, I do pretty good. I do pretty good in here. You gotta give me some credit, because usually I be cussing all day long. I told you I only needed to see one like um like peer-reviewed article. It was like it's probably some psychology article where they said that people that have very high IQs, that are very smart, they either cuss a lot or not at all. And so I chose to just cuss. Like, yeah, I'm smart. We just gonna let all these words fly. So terrible. I know. So this 163, the first step in this like getting to this climactic part, this theme is around growth. But then here we have this 16, this 7 that Josh likes so much, where this is all about this tower moment, where you are in this tower and there is a change you need to make to get out of this tower. That change could simply be choosing to leave the tower. That this is a lost cause, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. But you have in this choice where either you leave the tower and you're outside watching the tower fall, because it's gonna fall. It's gonna happen whether you want it to or not. Or you are making the choice to not leave the tower and you're falling with it, because it's going to fall whether you like it or not. And so either you are experiencing this fall and you're having to dig yourself out of the rubble of this change, or you are on the outside and you're getting to document this tower falling and have your viral moment. But either way, you are now encountering this brand new energy. And not only is this new energy now coming in, so this tower has fallen, and so now you have this new energy that you can use. to move forward after this tower has fallen. But you also have this energy or this vibration of God or the universe or whatever your higher power is. Hey, that was rude. Hey, that's even more rude. Back over here. The page was like, no. Now I gotta write this over. Rude. See, I almost cussed again, but I got bad words out already. So this God or universe energy is coming in and it's enhancing this new energy. It's making this new energy even bigger. Giving you very big new energy that you can use. Now, if you are in this tower, you might be using that energy just to dig yourself out. Versus if you're outside of this tower, you are able to now use that energy for whatever you want to do next, wherever you want to go next. So this phrase, "it's all happening," is telling you this story of the importance of awareness. So you need to be aware of how this one event can shift the trajectory of things, and it can cause you to either be in the tower or to be outside of the tower when it falls. So we first have to be aware, and then we can make a choice with intention. Then we get to use intention, and that's when we are getting to this place with this new energy coming in. If we aren't in awareness, then this kind of happens around us, and we're having to use our intention a different way. So you're either intending to walk away from this tower that has fallen. And this, a lot of times, these towers are like things that we've built or we've worked on for a very long time. These tower moments are not easy things. It's not easy things to walk away from. Like, you've put time and energy in building up this tower. And so you could either be able to make the choice so that you are using that energy to be able to walk away, or you're using the energy to dig yourself out because you've fallen with it. So this is an example of when we encounter these different phrases or words and they like just hit us different. Even like with your affirmations, having more awareness of what they actually mean on a vibrational level will allow you to now have more intention of how to use that energy. Now you're more in control of how you're using that energy and how you're moving with that energy. It's wonderful. Okay, let me see. Oh, good. I'm glad this makes sense. Yes. Yes, exactly. It is like this negative and positive. Yes. And the tower is going to fall. And the falling of that tower is, again, like we've already talked about, it's putting you in that place of discomfort. Because either you're outside and you're watching the tower fall, which can make you feel uncomfortable because you're like, wow, I just put all this energy into this. And now what do I do? So you could be uncomfortable not knowing what's next. But you'd be really uncomfortable if you fell with the tower and now you have to dig yourself out. And again, this thinking in those dualistic terms of like positive, negative, it makes it harder for you to be able to move. So being able to get to a place where you recognize both the positive and the negative where that vibration can now become neutral, that puts you in a place where you have more control over how you're using that energy and how it can help you move. So when you're sitting outside that tower and you're like, oh shit, this tower just fell. Now what do? You sit on the grass and you say, all right, well, the good thing is that I got out of this tower before it fell. So I'm not in there. All these other fools in there having to dig themselves out. I was under there the last time the tower fell, so I knew this time to get out first. That's usually my story. But I also see that now it's opening up all of these places that I can go. Because if you're in the tower, you're not going anywhere. So it's seeing like these positive things. It's like I put in that and then like even the negative where it's like I put in so much of this energy to build this fucking tower. I thought this tower was going to be it. I thought this tower was really the goal that I was trying to reach. And that after I had this tower, I would have it. But now it's fallen. That can feel very uncomfortable and very negative. But it's having those two pieces together that actually are getting you closer to the truth of what's happening and how you're able to move with this energy. Oh, it was so nice to meet her too. Hopefully she'll be able to come back. Thanks for inviting her in, V. So this was a good story. We had a good story time. A vibrational story time. And you got to giggle at me saying bad words. I said quite a few that time. I'll do better. Maybe. I'll try. I always tell my kids not to try, just to do. Alright. I'll do better. Okay. So now we've gotten It's All Happening. You're fine, Josh. That was a good one. That was a good one for all of us. Yes, thank you, Chico. Please press the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Oh, that reminds me too. Okay, Chico. We'll be here. I figured out how to pin my link tree up there. It's at the top of the chat. So that link tree has everything. So this is my merch. It's a vibrational grid to bring in creativity and bring in a lot of energy for you. And that's in there. I think it's like all my links are in there. So you can find me other places. Yeah. So I figured that out. So I know how to do that now. So if you ever don't see that, remind me to put it up there. All right. So let's look at these numbers. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Stop it. I don't want you. All right. Let me see. These I probably will need to like try and. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Is it even gonna work? Let's see. Why? Being dumb. My technology is not teching. I know, it's me. I don't care though. I'm still gonna blame the tech. It's all its fault. Come on. Come on. It's not gonna So I'm gonna have to rewrite it. Maybe I could. Have I got written above here? Oh yeah, no. Let's go up here. Oh. So I came up here and now I forgot what I was writing. Okay, I think the first one is 550. And then let's see. 111, two portal numbers, and 201. Okay. Okay. 111, and then 151, 181, and 201. There you go. Is that all of them, Judy? All of them you collected this week? Judy be coming in with a whole collection. I love it. Okay. So, first thing is these two portal numbers. So, portal number is any of these numbers or vibrations that have the same number on either side. So, with both of these, it's this new energy that is coming in to the space that, like, the ones when it's the same energy, they want to be near each other. And by them trying to come near each other, they create like this it's almost like a whirlpool kind of motion. And so then that's creating this portal, and it's pushing out this last center vibration. And sometimes these, I've like this week especially, I've seen so many of these portal numbers. These portal numbers can be really long. I think the longest one I saw this week was like seven or 8 digits, where either side was the same vibration. You could also have these layered portal numbers where they have like the outside numbers are the same, and then like the next set of numbers are the same. So almost like the where you have like the palindrome, like race car that V brought to us when she first came in. That those vibrations that are the same there, it creates a really big portal and a lot of energy. Oh yeah, that's right. Nunu did have 202. Yeah. So that energy in the middle is what we actually are feeling. So even if it's like this 202, you're still getting this like portal motion. And it's the energy in the middle that's like coming through this portal that we're actually feeling. And so in these cases, we have the 5 of change that is coming through here. So it's this new energy is really pushing for and enhancing any changes that are happening or need to happen. With this, it's the 8, and the 8 is that reap what you sow energy, or like karmic energy. But we always think of like this 8 in like a negative kind of way. But all our energy comes back to us, usually in different forms. So if you, give some food to a houseless person, or you go and volunteer somewhere to help other people, that's now you have an energetic exchange, and you're putting energy out because you're contributing your energy Money is also energy. And so now that energy can come back to you, usually in a different form, but it could be the same form. So it could be that um, you put out this energy to help somebody else, and then when you needed it, there were people there to help you. That's like a really simple example that's pretty positive for this reap what you sow. So it's not always like negative. And then for this 202, we actually have this zero, or this God or universe energy. So it's like coming into the space, and it's like increasing the speed or the flow of energy, that vibration through your space. And actually, this 111 is also behaving as a portal number. Um, this is an announcement one, where usually these triple digits, it's an announcement, but because you're seeing these others that are also using this new energy. So it's like thinking about like new energy is coming in. So it's like, oh, we're getting closer to the new year. So thoughts of what is going to happen, you could start having like ideas of goals. That's where it would be new energy. And that new energy is then pushing for these things that need to happen so that you could actually use it. And so this is changing something into something new. So a new way of doing things, a new mindset, a new thought, a new behavior. And so this is very much feeling like, of course. So what it's very much feeling like is that what's coming through are the vibrations we actually need to be paying attention to. So there's change, there's some new way, and it definitely feels like a new, it's like a new way of doing something. Because it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like in your head. It's like coming out this way. So it's something you're doing is that new. And then this reap what you sow energy is coming back around. And we've already seen this because this actually is just the same as like when we were looking at 68. Because now we again have this 14 energy that's leading to a 5. So it's having an awareness of the mix of energies that are in that space. And by having the awareness of how these energies are mixing, because again, this is like oil and vinegar. They're both coexisting there, but it's very clear that they're different energies. So by understanding what this mix is, then that's allowing you to be able to make this change that you really want to make and you really need to make. So it's looking for where is a smaller change needing to happen. Where in life is there a new way of doing something that would actually benefit you? And where are you seeing this energy come back around and impact your life? Look at how they are mixing together, because that mix of things is what's going to help you to know what to do to make this change. Does that make sense? And it, yeah. And it very much feels like these, well, this 550 is definitely part of this story because 55 is the numerical vibration of the word karmic. So it very much is bringing in that reap what you sow energy again. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And if that's something new is really working with other changes that you're making and some energy like that you put in that is now coming back to you, you want to make sure that you're getting all three of these together. Nice. Very nice. Yeah. And then like this 201 is like coming in to let you know, it's trying to give you reassurance where like this new that is coming in, um it is supported by this God universal energy, and it is very much for your growth. Just make sure you're growing in the right direction. Good. 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 Okay. So, okay, I see that V is going to be right back. So I'll wait until V gets back to look at her number. And while we're waiting for that, we can start. Oh, I know what we could do. So instead of looking at starting to look at the US chart, I actually have another chart for us to look at. It's actually today's chart. Where this chart is just so interesting. I wanted to share it with you. This is what the astrology looked like very early this morning. So right as we were coming into this 12/12 portal. So right around midnight for most of our time zones, or a couple hours after or a couple hours before. I want to show you what it's like. Okay, so when I first put this up here, don't freak out and be like, Vibrant, what the hell? This is like all confusing. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you. But the first thing to notice is that there's a lot going on. I know I don't very often show you like the charts of what's going on each day because they're really boring, because there's not very much going on each day. And so this is part of what makes this day and these vibrations very unusual and very special. So the first thing I'm going to point out, Rumple! I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for coming in. So the first thing is, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to draw this? My handwriting is so bad. Is we still have this grand water trine that we talked about a couple times before. That's happening right here. Oh, that's perfect, Judy. Okay. uh Thanks for trying to be helpful, Rumple. But one thing that is making today very special is that we have this grand water trine. So we have lots of this water, this heart, this emotion energy coming in that we're able to use. And we saw this for any of you that were with me when we were looking at the chart for GNX, and GNX had that fire trine. And so here we have a water trine, but we also have right here a second trine. And this trine is almost a grand earth trine. So like earth and water coming together. We've talked about it before where this Star of David is also what is called a Merkaba, where one of these energies is masculine, which is like that very action oriented energy, and the other one, I don't like this. I don't want to use like these colors in this way. The other one is very feminine energy. And so this is a perfect mix of the masculine and feminine energy. So this is what's actually adding to this portal energy. And if you look up, and we could talk about it more sometime, but the Merkaba energy is really very powerful, and it's actually moving. So it's very much about movement and moving energy and transportation of the energy. Oh, welcome back, King. So this is happening in our sky right now. It was actually more earlier this morning, but I think this is the energy that I was feeling kind of come in and start stirring things up and making this portal very very powerful. The other thing that we have is we do have, because we have these two trines, we also have this rectangle where it's X marks the spot. And so it's marking this very center point. So it is a very big like movement of energy. Oh, V, I'm glad you're back. Right after we talk about this, we're going to talk about your number. So we had some very powerful astrology that was happening. And I'd have to look, but I do think that Three-Eye Atlas is probably part of this this astrology also. It seems to just keep popping up every time that something big is happening. So, the way to be able to take advantage of this energy is if you don't do anything else, just take some time and just write about a vision that you want for yourself, a goal that you want for yourself, where you would want to put. So if you had energy, so remember, everything is energy. So people, money, time, actually energy that we talk about being able to like have the energy to do something, all of that is energy. So think about if you had more of any of those types of energy, what would you want to do with it? That's what you want to write down. You want to write it down because by writing it down, it's helping to pull that energy into your space. That's actually what manifestation is. So, that's what you need to do today. It could be 3 words. I want whatever. But that's going to help pull the energy in so that you could start using it. All right, so let me go over here and get V's number. Oh yeah, okay. 114. We are gonna go, I think we're gonna go like this. Yeah. So V, do you have any more information about when or where you saw this number? Because that'll help be able to know how to apply it. And so while you're typing that, I'll start breaking this down for you. After I get some water. Okay, so for everybody, when we are writing down a number that we have seen, we write it down just like we would write down an English word. So I gotta say English word because there are other languages that don't work like this. But we always write it down left to right. So you write it down left to right, just the way you see it and just the way you would write a word. But when you're actually reading the vibration, when you're getting the information from that vibration, you start at the right. So this is the first step. It's the first vibration that you're actually encountering on this vibrational path. And so, even like some of these, I like to call them like dead dead numbers. They're not really dead. So, like if we have like some statistics or some data where it's like the purpose that we had it or what we wanted to use it for, it doesn't really make sense anymore, or it's not very helpful, you could actually read the vibrations of those numbers and get more information from them. So when you have some of those kinds of numbers, when it's like, this is nothing, it doesn't even matter, you still could actually look at the vibrational story of those numbers. So there's still information there. It's just coming in a different form. So here, the first step is to really look at what are the foundations of things. Like, what are you standing on? And usually when I see this 4 in this step 1 space, it really is about looking at taking the time to really examine what are you standing on. What is it that you really believe? What is it that you really know? What are you building on? And making sure that you have the stability. And having the stability really could be tearing part of these foundations down. So we have a lot of foundations in our life that we don't need anymore. So we all have had like traumatic or even just hard moments in our life. In those hard moments, we build up these foundations, these set of beliefs, these set of behaviors, these sets of how we think and move in the world to be able to survive those moments. But when we're no longer in that moment, or we're not anymore in an environment where we need to survive, we still have these foundations there. So this is like when people talk about like going to therapy and understanding your childhood traumas. In doing that healing and that trauma work, which you should never do by yourself, so make sure that you are getting the support you need to really do that. But when you're doing that, you are examining the foundations of how that trauma has impacted your life. How has it changed the way you thought and the way that you do things and the way that you see the world? So when I see this 4 vibration in this first step, it really is about examining those foundations. What are the foundations that you really need to keep? Which are the ones that you need to get rid of? And it even could be that some have cracks or holes in it. So it's like if you know somebody has cracks or holes in their logic. Like when they're explaining something and you're just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because you got so many holes in your logic. That's having gaps in the foundations of what you're standing on. And so this is really saying you need to examine those foundations. By examining those foundations, now it's opening up the space for all of this new energy to come in. Working with those foundations is now allowing new energy to come in. It's allowing you to think different. It's allowing you to act different, behave different, feel different. All of this new energy now works together to help you grow and to make sure that you're growing in the direction that's going to be for the betterment of your life. Once you begin this growth, now you're able to actually take action. So you should not be taking action until you're really examining these foundations. Because if you take action before examining these foundations, this could mean that you are building on sand. You're building on an unsturdy foundation. And if that happens, now you're in trouble. Now it could fall. Or you could end up growing in the wrong direction because you could grow upward by building a platform or a house, but you could also grow downward if you're building or digging a ditch. So it's really important that if you feel like you want to take action, if you feel like you need to take action, do not take action until you look at these foundations. Because this, looking at these foundations and this growth, is going to help you get in the flow. It's going to help you make sure that you are in the right energy space and in the right vibrational flow to take that action that's actually going to help you. Okay, so you're seeing it a lot when you're at home. Okay, so then that means that it's very personal for you and it's very much about your safe spaces. So looking at the foundation of your safe spaces within yourself and even around you. So let me know, V, if you have any questions or anybody else. Let me know. All right, let me catch up in chat. Oh, yeah. You have been working so much, King Hammer. I thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate your support. And support is free. but it still is an energetic exchange. So I appreciate you um, taking this time that you don't have because you've been working so much and actually spending it with me. I appreciate that very much. Yes. Yes, exactly, Rumpel. Thank you so much. Exactly, Josh. It's making sure that you're slowing down so that and this is a good message for all of us because even if you had 7 in that first position, like taking action is your first step, it you have to make sure you're in the right energy, you're in the right vibrational flow. So we really all should be stopping, slowing down, making sure that we're really examining and planning. We have to be in awareness and then move with intent, being very intentional. Okay, I'm gonna wait to see if V or anybody else has questions. Oh, yeah. I'm glad it makes sense, King. Thank you so much. But really, this is like what I said in Flex's live. It's divine. We just have to slow down enough to be able to listen. No, not yet. Not yet, Rumpel. I think we need to do a whole live on the words awareness and intent and then like intentional. So you might have to remind me of that. Maybe next Friday. Because I think it's going to take us a lot of time. I think, well, and I want us to spend time on it because it's really important. Mmm, good, good, V. Oh, good. I'm so glad it applies and I'm so glad that it makes sense and it's helpful. Please do make sure to, bring updates or any other of these vibrations that you're seeing because what happens is as these as the vibrations, as we're aware of them and we're beginning to use them and actually apply what we're learning from them, then more will start coming. And we just have to make sure that we are very much using the lessons that are coming so that we are progressing. So definitely bring more in as that progression happens. Yeah, you're right, Rumpel. Yeah, I think the three are awareness, intent, and I think you're right with action, but it seems like it might be something else. But it's around action, but it might be a different term. But we could see. Let's keep it at action, and so we have that at least there, and then we'll see. We'll see what else comes through. Because yeah, I think it's a very important to understand that progression because that's how we begin to take control of our energetic life so that we're not just getting tossed around um, by the energy and the vibrations that are around us and that we encounter, but we're actually able to start using the energy through. I love it, King Hammer. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we are ready now. What, like 2 hours later? But this is typical for us to look at this US chart some more. So I'm just going to show you a few more things that you can apply to your own astrological charts. Um, so, woo! Let's see. How far do we have to go? Here we go. This should be clear. All right. So first, I want to give everybody the reminder that we each are a whole mixture of vibration. So everything is energy, and all energy is made up of vibration. And so we can't just use like our one sun sign, our one astrological sign, to really be able to understand the vibrations that make us who we are. And it is very, very important for us to learn ourselves. Oh, thank you, V. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. So we have to use this information to learn about ourselves, because once we know more about ourselves, then we can be more intentional in the way that we move in the world and interact with others. So our astrological chart, it gives us some of these vibrations that make us who we are. But we still have like our life path number. We still have the vibration of our name. And we also still have like any of that generational vibration that's coming through. So anything that's coming from our ancestors or any of that. We also have all of these vibrations of our experiences in this lifetime that are adding to those vibrations. So, when we're looking at our astrological chart, you have to think about it in that way. That this is just giving you some things that you can dive into to really examine and learn about yourself. But that it does not tell you everything about yourself. So, the last thing I'll say about that as I grab this chart is remember that all vibration is neutral. So every point in your astrological chart has both negative and positive aspects. Now, just because they have those positive and negative aspects within that vibration, it doesn't mean they're all going to apply for you, because other vibrations that you have that make you who you are can be like muting some of them so that you don't have that, or it doesn't seem like you do, or it could be enhancing others. So we have to keep remembering that we have this interplay of all these different vibrations together. So we're going to look at this chart for the United States again as our example. But for any of you, you're able to, you can just go to your browser and put in birth chart, and you should be able to get lots of options where you can look up your birth chart. Put in the information and get your birth chart. So then you can apply some of this stuff that I'm going to show you to your own chart. You can see here, I like to use AstroSeek because it has a bunch of different, I like using a bunch of different charts, but it does have the birth chart, which is what we need. So we talked about last week, one of the things we talked about was this ascendant. So the ascendant is your rising sign. this is like the first thing that is seen to the outside world. It's like your presentation to the outside world. Um, but we also have this descendant. And so, what I want to add to what we talked about last week, where we looked at the houses, are these quadrants. Because this should help you with the houses also. This should help you understand the different houses. So, your ascendant always designates the start of your first house. But we see here for this US chart that we actually have two different signs that are in this first house. So your rising is wherever that first house starts. And it usually is marked with this ASC for ascendant or your rising. If we draw a line, don't ignore how squiggly, we draw a line across. Now we're splitting this into two halves. And so splitting this into two halves, it now gives us these first pieces to be able to look at. And so anything below this line is really about it's internal. It's more about like the self. And then anything above this line is external. And it's more about like out in public or like with people. So that's our first clue. So like look in here, we can see that, oh, the United States has like all of these planets that are above this line, very few that are below. So it actually has very few of its vibrations about itself that it keeps to itself. It's interesting because one of the things here that it's underneath that it kind of keeps to itself, it holds it close to the chest, is this Chiron, which are these wounds. Everything else is out here. You could also think about like these vibrations that are above are really about being like an extrovert. So because the US has all of these planets above this line, the US would be considered more of an extrovert. It gets its energy from outside of itself. So it gets its energy from interacting with other people in other countries, other nations. Whereas if we had a lot of planets on this other side, so if you look at your chart, like my chart, I have everything on the bottom. So I think I'm a bit of an introvert. And it doesn't mean that I'm like not personable or friendly or nice or can't like be around people or don't like to be around people, because I do. It just means that I get more energy from when I'm resting and from when I'm really working on things by myself and like in my head. I get a lot of energy from thinking, from like doing research, from like asking myself the questions, versus an extrovert would get a lot of energy from asking the questions outside of themselves or from somebody else. The other things to recognize is where the houses are. So we have the houses 1 through 6 that are here underneath. Exactly, Rumple. It does not mean shy. That's not what it means. Exactly. So 1 through 6 is under here. And this is more about your um how what vibrations and areas of life that are really focused on you. So these are focused on you. So let's look at this other set of lines. So then we also have this MC line up here, and it tells you where your 10th house starts, where 10th house is about career. So it tells you where your career stuff is. And so anything you have around this line is going to impact your professional or career life or your career trajectory. The MC line will always be up here, but it is connected to the IC line that's down here. So if we draw here, and so whereas the green line is more about things you do like by yourself versus you do with people. This purple line is really about when this is like for the self on the left side. So it's things that you do for yourself. So like your career is really supposed to be for you. It's supposed to be for yourself. Whereas on this other side, this is where we have for the people. Where it's really about, it's all these energies and vibrations that are outside and like where you are putting your energy. So think about the green line is like where you get your energy from. Do you get your energy from inside yourself or outside of yourself? And then the purple line is like where you put your energy. Do you put your energy in a space that's really for you? Or do you put your energy in a space that's for other people? Now, what you first should see is that everybody has all 4 quadrants. All 4 quadrants. And so even if you don't have any planets in those quadrants, you still have all 4 quadrants. So you're still needing to learn about how you take your energy in. Like, how do you get energy by yourself versus how do you get energy from other people? And how do you give energy to yourself versus how do you give energy to other people? And so this is interesting with this US chart, because this is basically saying that the US really has a lot of these planets that are making it an extrovert, but the energy really should be going out to other people. But this is, again, because these vibrations are neutral, it's not a good or a bad thing. It's really about, so like you think about the United States, it puts a lot of energy into like other countries or other people, not as much on itself. So this is like where we see these weird ass patterns from the United States where they like we will give to charities to like other countries all day long, but we won't even feed our own people. That's where this is coming from. You could see it in the chart. Okay, I'm gonna wait a minute, see if there's any questions, and catch up in the chat. Oh yeah, Yeah, I got my merch on. I do. I have it. I have my link. So my on my link tree, that is the link that's pinned to the top of the comment box. It has my link to the merch there. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, that link tree has all of my links in it. It has my fourth wall link, it has Cash App link, it has um link to like Instagram, and it should have everything in there. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. Yeah, so let me know if that link works. It should work. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. Thank you. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rumpel. And thank you, all new subscribers and anybody supporting. Just thank you all. I really love this space. Yes. Very much appreciate you, Rumpel. Thank you so much. And I do have like all those links are in my channel description also. Thank you. Okay, let me get some water and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so we have these two lines. So we have these different sets of lines, and it's telling you about where you get your energy is that green line. And then it's telling you where you put your energy. And we all have all four of these quadrants. Now, you can just take a quick look, and just looking at how many planets you have in each of these quadrants will give you a lot of information about the vibrations at play. And so, because the United States has like so many planets over here, so if these are like quadrant one, two, three, four, where and I don't think these are like how they're numbered. They actually have numbers, but I don't remember what they are. But in this, the United States has a lot of this planets in this quadrant one, which means that it gets its energy from outside of itself. So that's the extrovert. And then it also puts a lot of its energy towards other people. So not towards itself. It's like a narcissistic parent that like will do everything for everybody outside of the family but not take care of the family. And if we can find a date that we say when the koalaholics were born, we could actually get a chart for us too and see what's happening there. That'd be interesting. Um the other thing to remember is where the different houses are. So all of the houses that are really internal and they're for yourself. So this quadrant 3 are over here. That's house 1, which is about yourself. Your house 2 is about your talents and your personal resources. And then your house 3, which is your communication style. So in this quadrant, this is where you find the information that is really where you get the energy internal from yourself. So internal energy gain. And you're putting that energy for yourself. Is this whole quadrant. And so actually the United States has its moon here. So it has its moon, its heart space, how its heart and emotion works. It really only gets that energy from like the admiration, the love, and the emotion from inside of itself and when it's applied for itself. But if it's focused too much over here of like getting energy from outside of itself and putting it away, then it's not building up this area of life. And we can see that actually very clearly in how it works. We then have, oh my gosh, I need a different color. Okay, here we go. Wait, no. Here we go. Okay, so then here in this quadrant 4, this is where you're getting energy from inside yourself, but you're putting it towards other people. And so that's your 4th house, which is really about home and family. Your 5th house, which is like your creativity. So it's like when you create something, you create it from energy that you have within yourself, but you're giving it out to the world. The 5th house is also where romantic love is. So in romantic love, you're getting that energy from yourself, but you're giving it to the other person. And then the 6th house, which is your health and just daily life. So you can kind of see like where this pattern is coming, where this is where you're getting internal energy. You're taking energy that you have gotten from yourself and you're giving it to other people in some way. So this is where this 6th house, this is where that saying of like you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of others, that's where this comes from. That if you take care of your health, now you'll be able to have the energy to put out for other people. Then we have, oh my gosh, I like running out of colors. Over here in this quadrant, and this is where the United States has all of this energy. So wherever you don't have a lot of planets or like no planets, those are going to be the areas of life that are harder for you. So we see here for the United States where it's very easy for the United States to take energy from outside of itself, whether that energy is time, money, influence, leadership, power, but also put all that energy outside of itself. So not necessarily taking care of its people. And that means it's harder for it to do these other quadrants where it really is supposed to be for itself, for this country. And so this quadrant 1 really is about getting energy from outside of yourself and then also giving that energy outside of yourself. And so then this is the 7th house, which is the 7th house of partnerships. So remember that this is not the same as this romantic love that's over here in the 5th house. This 7th house really is about where you are, if you're in partnership, it's like if you're in a business partnership with people, you're getting energy from them and you're giving energy to them. That's what this seventh house of partnership is. We also have this eighth house is right here. This eighth house we saw last week, this is where sex is. It's here. So it's not even over here with like romantic love, and it's not even here with partnership. It's here in its own space. But it is about receiving energy from outside and then giving energy to somebody else. And then also, we have the ninth house in this space, where your ninth house is about your philosophy for life. What do you stand on? What are those like morals and beliefs that you get from like the outside world? You usually get that from discussion with others, but then you also apply that to others. So like whatever your philosophy is, that philosophy is getting applied to other people. It's also getting challenged by other people. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna finish these houses. We're almost done. It's just I got too much in the chat. So this last quadrant is really where you're getting energy from outside of yourself, but you're applying that energy for yourself. This is where we have the 10th house of career. So you're getting, so if you think about like your career, you're getting energy from other people, seeing what you do as valuable, giving you the recognition and valuing your work that's coming from outside of yourself, but you're using that energy for yourself. So in your career, you're building up your experience, you're building up your reputation, you're building up your money. That's for you. That's 10th house. 11th house is really about working. This is like the relationship with the bigger like community. This is like community work. Is 11th house. It's also about like jumping out of the box and doing something different. So like that community work in this 11th house, you're getting the energy from outside of yourself, of like people giving you the appreciation. But that energy you're really keeping for yourself. And then we have the 12th house, and the 12th house is about imagination and also spirituality. Religion can also sit here. So this is again where you're getting, it's like you're getting this energy from outside of yourself. So whether that's from other people that you're like communing with, this is usually thinking about your higher power. That's outside of yourself. You're getting that energy from outside of yourself, and then it is being used for yourself. It's building up your spiritual space, your spirituality, your spiritual knowing. That's this 12th house. So now you can look at this a little bit more with these different quadrants. Okay, does that help add a little bit to like what we talked about last week with the different houses? Yes, Rumpel. There's actually people that have like, and then you probably look at their astrological chart, if they feel very balanced in all of these places, because our goal is to figure out how to be able to contribute energy and get energy from all these places. This is like part of our vibrational lessons. But if you have somebody where it's like, whoa, it's pretty like spread out evenly across these different four quadrants pretty equally, they probably have planets in all of these. Because the planets are what is like building up the energy. The planets are like the tools, the vibrational tools to learn the lessons in those spaces. You look at my chart, they're all below the green line, but they're pretty evenly spaced between that third and fourth quadrant. And then I struggle with everything in the first and second quadrant. The only thing I have up there, like above that green line, is Chiron. So my wounds are just like, hello, everybody can see them. And I need other people to be able to heal those wounds. Like with the United States having its wounds here underneath, it really just needs itself. Um, and it's interesting that it's in this space of home and family, so it needs this home and family space to heal these wounds, but that also means that it inflicts these wounds in the area of home and family, which makes so much sense. These wounds are inflicted. This again is like a narcissistic parent where the energy that they're putting out in positive ways are going for other people. But then here at home, it's a lot of wounding. I think this is so interesting. But if we start digging into our charts, now we can start learning about ourselves, and that helps us to be in awareness of our energy and our vibrations, and how we can use them in beneficial ways. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad you're good. Good, 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 good. Yeah, so we'll just keep looking at this. Um, oh, thank you, Josh. Thank you. Yes, it is. Very much so. Let your mess become your message. And that actually is the Chiron also, of like healing those wounds so that you can heal others. Yeah. Thank you. You're right. You're right. You're very right, Josh. Okay, before I go, because I have to go. My stomach is starting to rumble. Um and make loud noises. As it always does. Isn't that always what happens on Fridays? I wanted to give you all a heads up that um tomorrow is our hip hop day. And usually where we have it very open, we have been given some very clear messages that we need to talk about. And so we're going to be talking around the topic of time. So if you want to go back this week, and I would say probably back the last 2 weeks or really all of December, maybe late November, but that's getting a little bit too far. So probably all of December, and look and see where this theme of time is coming up. Where have things come up from the past? Where have there been discussions of the future? Where has time just been mentioned? Um, Lyrics, the around time, discussions around time in this hip hop space. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow in hip hop. We're going to talk about this time. And so then for anybody that is not in the hip hop space, you're still more than welcome to come. Because all of this information is very relevant for all of us. And I try to keep it where it works for everybody. And we just have hip hop as an example. I will actually be doing a little bit of a breakdown, little bit of a reaction of Nas's new song "It's Time," because that clearly fits. But that's what you can bring tomorrow. Any of these things that are related to time, past, present, future, in this hip hop space. Okay, that's all I got. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Please make sure that you hit the like button and you subscribe and all that good stuff. Have a wonderful evening. For those of you that are already in Cousin B's Twitch dancing, I will see you there. And any of you that aren't there, please do come over. We have a really good time dancing and just listening to music and hanging out and enjoying each other's time and energy. It's great. So I will be there after I eat. I'm not coming with a rumbly stomach to the dance floor, but I will be there. Thank you so much, and you're so very welcome. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.